Well, it's really funny that I happen to be here because I never knew there was a Morgan Street here in Hochelaga. Hochelaga used to be very English in the old days, you know, and that's why there's a lot of streets with English names, like this street here, the Cross Street, Adam, which I've been on many times. I filmed a few walks. Other streets like Hogan, Davidson, Aylwin, Diggett. Hey, you know what? This was right here where a few years ago, a couple of years ago or so, oh, there's the Olympic Stadium. We'll get on more on that in a moment. But there was a Pontiac 6000, mid-80s, parked over here. But that was in the summer. I mean, the thing was clean. There's no way it's being driven in the winter, you know? Like those old awnings. Those are a nice touch. I like stuff like that. Anyway, so, I got the frickin' talking heads playing in my headphones there. Evening to you, retro old school here, but my real name is Elton, like Elton John. Elton McFall, that is. By the way, if you're enjoying watching my videos, you want to make a little donation to me, there is some, whatever it may be, the denomination. You can use my PayPal account, or you can pay e-transfer through my email address, which is Elton McFall, E-L-T-O-N, McFall, M-C-F-A-L-L, McFall, like falling, at hotmail.com, eltonmcfall at hotmail.com. We really appreciate it because I don't get any other subsidies, and unlike this ex-friend of mine who sent me a nasty comment a while back saying that I was a fucking deadbeat and I was living off the government, in other words, on welfare. That's a bunch of bullshit. I don't. I was on welfare a couple of times where I left, but it was very brief. It was only for like, I don't know, a month or a few months. That's it. Out of obviously necessity, you know? So now I'm going to have to stop for a second and turn my music off here so you can hear what so I can actually focus on the task at hand here. Okay, we're back. Just kidding, we're back. There's the part of the Olympic Stadium, the tower. I don't think this is going to be a very long walk because my fingers are already starting to get cold, so... Yeah, Morgan Street. I didn't even know that was the name of the street. It's hilarious because yesterday I was near fucking Morgan Avenue in Beaconsfield when I went to go visit my cousin Corey. You know? Imagine that. The street, I always called it something else. What was it called again? Morgan, and I called it... fuck, what was it? The one there was all those accidents near the 20 there. You know, something funny I think I noticed almost right away when I started looking at this church more is that it looks more like a church actually you would see in a more Anglo part of the city, or an Anglo city for that matter, like in Ottawa, something like that. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, another thing that's odd about this street, I don't think it's a coincidence, called Morgan, because this is the only street as I know in Hochelaga, well, near where I live. We're several blocks from my place. I live up on Cuvelier there, and it's a boulevard. It's like a big boulevard. You have the huge medium. It's very, I think, what's that term I'm looking for? Ahead of its time, you know? Nice old buildings, look better than mine anyway, that's for sure. Mine is as simple as it gets. Big old school. Yep. And how could I not making a video? It's a beautiful evening, even though I'm tired of winter as much as the next guy, especially us up here in the Northeast, where we bear the brunt of it, as well as I imagine the Midwest. And I just remembered, I think I veered off here by mistake. I was supposed to keep going straight, walking straight on Adams Street, because I wanted to follow this dump truck that... this fucking dump truck that I know was going to probably go do a snow removal operation. I just noticed this Volvo that just passed me by twice there. Hopefully it's not somebody that I know, because I know a guy who has a Volvo like that, and he's a nice guy, but listen, I can't fucking handle my own life I can't have trouble handling my own life half the time. I can't handle another guy, not to be a hypocrite, that's fucking bipolar like me. You know what I mean? I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah. And now we're at La Fontaine. La Rue La Fontaine, là. Yeah, that Pontiac 6000 is still in my mind. A beautiful car. Not an amazing car. I mean, they were cheap cars by GM, you know. I mean, it was the 80s, but still, they weren't. You could have done a lot worse than that. You know, okay, the 4 cylinders were not the best motors made, but better maybe than other 4 cylinders that General Motors made, even though they were loud. You know? And I don't like walking behind people and filming. Oh, God. You know what the hell with it? I'm going to fucking go this way. Especially when there's kids involved. You know, I don't want people to think I'm a creep, for Christ's sake. I'm already weird and a weirdo eccentric as it is. I don't need to make it more profound, you know, unneedlessly. Especially considering we live in a time when people are, as much as they're more aware and educated, whatever, I mean, people are weary. People are weary of people. I mean, look at me. Do you think I'm a big fan of people? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Ooh, beach cruiser style type. Eh? Replica Schwinn there. Well, I've got one of these, but it's a real one. If you're not familiar with who I am, actually, this one was made in the 90s or 2000s. This one actually looks like could be as old as mine. That frame looks old. Look at those fucking handlebars. But then again, this could be a hodgepodge of parts, you know. Oh, I was thinking recently about dreaming about cruising on my Schwinn. You know, all that chrome shining in the sun there, just like Neil Young would sing when he's talking about an old car he had, a '62 Impala, and it goes, "Long may you run, long may you run, although these changes have come, with your chrome on shining in the sun, long may you run." You know where I first heard that song, man? It was a memorable episode of The Wonder Years, one of the greatest TV shows ever made, taking place between 1968 or 68 up until 71, I think. And the show ran for like, I don't know, 5-6 seasons. And a lot of glass for buildings like this from the 50s. It's again, this is like my building where I live, you know, like whatever, triplex, sixplex, but much more glass. Man, I wish I had yeah, I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to move. Anyway, they used that song in that Wonder Years episode. It was called The Family Car, and they go buy a new car there, and it was a brand new 74 Galaxy green sedan. Try to find one today. And then at the end of the show, they get this new car. You see the father pull in with that Jack Arnold. He pulls into the drive with a brand new car, low sun evening, summertime. Well, summertime. It was fucking California, Southern California. There probably where it was filmed. And ooh, wow, woo, Greek columns and all. Anyway, yeah. So what was I saying? So. That's the thing. So they you know, Jack the father comes in the driveway, pulls in with a brand new Ford Galaxy in dark green, and all the neighbors coming around gawking at the car, and you know what I'm saying. And just it's not like that anymore. These cars today are so fucking boring. I said it before and I'll say it again. I only like 10% of them, maybe. You know, look at that, outstanding, very nice. I'll never make them that great again. That is really the splendor and the heyday of man's wonderful and enduring creations. Anyway, where they used that song was at the ending when that said Jack gets out of the car, he parks in the driveway, brand new Ford Galaxy, and then I think Kevin is looking on, who's the star of the show, is looking at the older car, which was a '68 Dodge Monaco wagon there, and you know, his dad comes up to him and he's like, "Dad, what are they going to do with our old car?" He's like, "Oh, they're probably going to sell it to a junkyard and whatever." Mind you, the car was clean. I mean, it wasn't a shitbox. Anyway, it's California. But yeah, that stuck with me, and especially that song also by Neil Young. So I think I heard once he had a hearse actually, and of course many years ago I became more interested in him when I found out that he had a 59 Lincoln Continental convertible he bought, and had it to run as a hybrid, so half electric, half diesel, to get 100 miles per gallon. So it's true, I have to agree with the purists. Maybe you shouldn't have done that because it's a bloody rare car. I've only seen one, and it was a 58. However, that being said, you know, it's Neil Young. I mean, whatever, you know, it's not some fucking moron, you know, or like that guy I watched a video of, and it's like he goes to buy a fucking 283 Chevy motor out of a running 283 Chevy motor out of a 67 Checker. Any Checker car is rare, and I see the Checker, the fucking car is all original, man. The paint even looked original. It was rare. It was black with a red interior, and the guy is like, "Oh, he's going to be putting some fucking whatever GM diesel motor in it." I'm like, what a fucking moron. The 283 is one of the best motors ever made. What do you think they made the 350 out of? Which is probably what's in that fucking truck that just went by, the LS. Everybody calls it an LS today. It's a 350. Yeah, anyway, okay, fingers are getting cold, and I think this is going to be a short walk, because look, this is it. There's the marché there, I think it's called Marché aux Neuves. I went in here once. And my fingers are cold anyway. And yeah. Yeah, no, fingers are cold. That's it. That's all. So, yeah, you're lucky you get this much. No, I'm kidding. Actually, yeah, you are, because I'm bipolar. I could have killed myself a long time ago. Oh, probably should edit that part out. Yeah, we're here on Montreal'S. And I think I'm going to get warm and jump on maybe a 125, which hopefully is not scrap. But they got a lot of scrap hybrid new buses now. So so the STM, if you're watching my videos, if you're fucking smart, you fucking morons at the Plaza Mountain Adventure, if you have half a brain, you better keep the remaining older buses to be rebuilt, or at least maintain them so that you can, because you're going to need a lot of those fucking buses to replace, and whether it's temporary or permanently, all these crappy $1 million hybrids that break all the fucking time. Anyway, well, so much for ending on a positive note. Bye-bye.